Hello and welcome back to another episode in this kind of three-part mini-series I've ended up doing, which I'm going to call Planning for Gold. That's right, we are back at the gold farm, and I should point out, when I recorded this, the audio didn't record, so I'm just going to be doing a separate voiceover. Not going to be doing a separate voiceover. I am doing a separate voiceover. So I decided to do a 1 hour session at the gold farm. I wanted to see what rates we would get, and I didn't do the full hour. I did 7 minutes because after 7 minutes there were so many items that it was causing quite a bit of lag. But we got quite a lot of gold out of it. For 7 minutes, that's pretty good. That's about four times what we got from the other gold farm in an hour. And that's without all the items being taken, because I saw a lot of them despawn. So I figured we need to completely redo our item collection system, because clearly what we've got is too slow. So we're going to get rid of all of that. We're going to get in something new, which I am going to have to talk through, because that's the next clip. And that's going to be weird, because we're just going to have to narrate what I'm doing as we go. But yeah, the items being picked up by the Minecraft hoppers, it's just not going to work. Even with 60 hoppers going round, it's not enough. We need to make this faster. And I had a little plan. And here's a little plan I came up with. We have a couple buckets of water, we've got some glass, we've got some packed ice, we've got some stairs. I think that's all I had on me. So we need to start off by getting rid of the hoppers, which I assume I will do. Maybe I'm just talking for a little bit. Who knows? It's a few days later. I can't remember what I did. I've recorded 3 different episodes this week. Here I go. So we get rid of the hoppers, and we're going to replace those with some glass, because we simply don't need the system at all anymore. But we're also going to get rid of that glass and put in some stairs. So the idea is we can get some water flowing in from outside, but we don't want the gap to be big enough that the baby zombified piglins can get through. So now we fill in the glass. We've got a chain there to hold the water back. Then we put in some water, so then the zombified piglins will fall down, land in the water. They'll get pushed towards me, which will help. But also the items will get pushed towards me. And the XP. That's the reason we're doing it towards me and not off to the side. So the XP will come towards me, so we still get all the XP. And the drops will drop down. In theory, that's the idea of this. So then we needed to put together a little path connecting to our sorting system. Now what I'm doing here, I've got no idea. I think I'm just talking about the items falling down. So now we go across to our sorting system. We're going to redirect this section. If I can get down, there we go. So we break out that bit of glass, we make our way through, and then we need to block off the water. Or pick up the water. Picking up the water is easier. Clearly, I did the smart thing here. But we can't get to the water, so what do? Well, we have a mod on the server that allows us to be different animals. So, quickly turn into an lace, we can go over, pick up the water. So that's not going to cause any problems, in theory. And then it should simply be a case of taking that path and building it out so we are underneath where the drops are going to be going. So we can see it up there. Got to go around this corner a little bit. One more block. What are you doing, Web? What are you doing? Oh, I'm counting blocks. That's what I'm doing, because I want to make sure we only have to put down 1 bucket of water, because I can't be bothered to put down signs. So then we come back to here, 1 more block to place, and then we can start to get in the glass going round. And that's going to make sure the water obviously doesn't fall out. and just stays inside the channel, so all the items will get washed through straight into the sorting system. We're not waiting on minecarts or anything, just as soon as the zombified piglins are killed, their drops go down and go straight through the sorting system. Anything that isn't the gold or the golden nuggets will still get destroyed by the lava at the end. It just speeds the entire system up, which also means that when we finished with the farm, we're not going to have to wait for the minecarts to finish unloading everything. It just all happens much faster. Now, what I did forget here was some planks, because blocks can get into that gap. So I did have to go and get some planks to finish that off. But considering I kind of figured this out on the fly, it all felt like a pretty good solution. Felt like. I think we're ready to test this. We've got the birch planks in place. So in theory, the zombified piglins come through, also the occasional piglin, but oh well. We swing our swords as they get moved towards us. I've also got the sounds turned right down. And then the items should get washed down to there and into the system. So then it's just an immediate thing. So I'm going to go into free cam mode so we can see it all happening. May as well do that as well. And then my camera account is ready to go. Okay, so we are getting zombified piglins getting into the water stream, which isn't ideal, but we're also getting all the items flowing through, which is pretty ideal. So okay, it's simply that they are small enough to fit through that gap. So if we put something bigger than the chain there, this works. We're getting the XP. A lot of the items have ended up over here, which isn't ideal. But this is definitely the start of something. I'm going to think about what changes need to be made, and also see off all the zombified piglin babies. I've been trying to rack my brain for the right block for this, because we need something that will stop the zombified piglins getting to the end, but also doesn't block me off from being able to attack the baby zombified piglins. And I can't think of a block in Minecraft that does that. But then I thought, we've got chiseling bits. I can make my own. So, I've got some birch plank bits just so it fits in with everything else. I think... Oh, so I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then if we... Do I need them in the middle? Probably not. Yeah, if I go 8 down, but then do one other side, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, do it on either side. Then I can go into line mode. In fact, drawn cube mode will also work. So we can draw one cube across there. Oh, that was a little bit too short. And then do the same along here, being very careful where I point my cursor. One, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't have enough bits. I should have got more bits. I'm going to go get more bits. Well, that was unexpected. I didn't know that would happen. I'm not entirely sure how to fix this. back to the drawing board. I really don't want to end up using trapdoors, because then I'm not going to be able to hit the little ones. Oh, I'm going to do more thinking. We've ended up with trapdoors. Because, yeah, I can't think of anything else. I'm hoping we'll still be able to hit them. Because the baby zombified piglins are 0.95 of a block tall. So that's 1/20th of a block below the 4 block. And each pixel is 1/16th of a block. So they're going to be appearing just about there. So I reckon if I aim for that, and then we go into free cam mode, let's see if this now works. I'm definitely getting XP, drops are going through. I'm not seeing any zombified piglin babies going through. We are getting some drops coming through to this side. That is not a massive problem though. This appears to be working. And we've got the drops going through nice and quickly. So I am going to empty out all the chests. I'm going to reset my levels to 0. And then we do a 1-hour test. In fact, before we go AFK for an hour, may as well get rid of the rest of it, because that's no longer necessary. I've got some empty shulker boxes ready. Time lapse! Well, this system definitely works. I mean, we had no issues that I could see. All the items got washed... Well, not quite all the items got washed through. You get some that land on the trapdoors, and some that end up in here. I don't know if they're flying across, or if the water's pushing them over. So that might just be a case of, we had some trapdoors down there that you stand on, and that prevents them. I'll experiment with that separately. But we're getting most of the stuff going through. I was fine. I mean, I got to very hungry very quickly, and as you can see, I got to 196 levels in an hour, because we did manage to do the full hour. We hit level 30 after 40 seconds, and level 100 after about 14.5 minutes. We also got, sorry about the coughing there, we also got a lot of gold. This is about 16,100 gold ingots. I predicted about 17,000, but also bearing in mind we've only got 2/3 of the spawning area built. So I will probably do another hour test at some point after we've got the farm fully built and see what that gives us. But even as it is, this is 23 times more than what I got from an hour of AFKing at the previous gold farm, so I'm not unhappy with this. And I will probably take all of this gold and put it through our bartering system. Mainly because then I can get more obsidian and crying obsidian, that's the one I'm looking for, to help build out the portals on the other side. So I think this is just proof that sometimes we don't need the technical stuff. The simpler solution was the better solution here. And I really like it. Turns out this is a super simple, super effective gold farm. Now, one thing I have changed, which you may have noticed, rather than having a crafting table here, I put a crafting table at the bottom of each row of chests. Because at the end I spent quite a bit of time, I don't know how long, but quite a bit of time going back and forth to craft the gold. So what I was thinking was, so you start here, craft up all the gold nuggets here into gold ingots using this crafting table, and just leave them in the bottom chest. Move on to the next one, do the same thing, same thing, same thing. Working all the way down to the end. And then you pick up all the gold ingots from this chest, from this chest, from this chest, from this chest, just picking them all up. Once your inventory is full, craft them all into blocks, and then continue picking up gold ingots. If you just can't pick up any more gold ingots and you're full of gold blocks, go over, dump them over there, return to where you were, and do the rest. And I think that should be a lot faster. You may have noticed that I was actually putting down a redstone torch just to indicate which row of chests I was on. But that should bring planning for gold to an end. The gold farm is complete. Hopefully, apart from adding the extra layers, won't have to do anything more with this. We got good gold. We got very good gold. I kind of want to build. That's a thought. Let's do some quick math, by which I mean moving things around. So if we move all of this down, I'm just curious to see roughly how many full beacons do we get from this. So a full beacon, I believe there's 2 stacks and 36. So we get almost 11 full beacons worth of gold blocks there. I mean, this produces more gold than the iron farm produces iron. Ah, this is good. This is very good. This makes me happy. Well, if this has made you happy, you know, give the video a like. Maybe leave a little subscription or a comment or, you know, any of the things that you do with the YouTube video. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.